A poor delivery driver returned a lost briefcase. The reward changed 3 generations of his family. Have you ever wondered if one act of honesty could change not only your life, but the lives of your children and even your grandchildren? Most people believe it takes luck, wealth, or powerful connections to escape poverty. But sometimes all it takes is one impossible choice. This is the story of Ethan Carter, a struggling delivery driver from Chicago, Illinois, whose decision to return a lost briefcase set off a chain of events that transformed his family's future forever. Before we begin, if you enjoy inspiring stories about hope, integrity, and second chances, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Now, let's begin. Ethan Carter was 23 years old. Every morning before sunrise, he climbed into his aging delivery van, hoping it would start without breaking down. He worked for a food delivery company, delivering groceries, meals, and small packages across Chicago. The job paid just enough to survive, but never enough to get ahead. He lived in a tiny one-bedroom apartment with his widowed mother, Linda, who worked part-time despite chronic arthritis, and his younger sister, Emily, who dreamed of becoming a nurse. Every month was the same. Rent came first. Electric bills came second. Food came last. Some weeks, Ethan skipped meals so his mother and sister wouldn't have to. Still, he never complained. His mother had raised him with one lesson that she repeated almost every day. Money comes and goes, she would say, but your character stays with you forever. At the time, Ethan didn't realize how much those words would matter. One cold Friday evening, after completing his final delivery in downtown Chicago, Ethan walked across the parking garage toward his van. As he unlocked the driver's door, something caught his attention. A black leather briefcase rested beside a luxury black SUV. The vehicle was gone. The briefcase remained. He looked around. The garage was nearly empty. No one seemed to be searching for it. Curious, Ethan picked it up. It was surprisingly heavy. He hesitated before opening it. Inside, his heart nearly stopped. Bundles of $100 bills filled the case. There were expensive watches, jewelry, legal documents, property deeds, and business contracts worth millions of dollars. For several long seconds, he simply stared. His entire world seemed to freeze. That money could pay off every debt his family had. It could buy a home, replace his broken van, pay for Emily's college tuition, provide medical treatment for his mother. Nobody had seen him pick it up. Nobody would ever know. The temptation was overwhelming. He sat inside his van for nearly 20 minutes, staring at the briefcase while snowflakes quietly fell outside. His mind battled with his conscience. One voice whispered, "This is your chance." The other reminded him, "If you build your future on someone else's loss, you'll never truly be free." Finally, Ethan closed the briefcase. "I'm going to find its owner." Inside one of the document folders was a business card. The name read, William Harrison, CEO of Harrison Development Group, one of the largest real estate companies in the Midwest. Without hesitation, Ethan drove straight to the company's headquarters. Security guards stopped him at the entrance. "Do you have an appointment?" "No." "No, then you'll need to leave." "I just need 5 minutes." They laughed. To them, he was just another delivery driver wearing worn-out jeans and a faded jacket. For nearly 3 hours, Ethan waited in the lobby. Employees came and went. Nobody paid attention. Then, just before 7 o'clock, a convoy of black SUVs pulled into the driveway. An older man stepped out. Gray hair, sharp suit, concern written across his face. William Harrison. The billionaire hurried toward the entrance. Ethan stood and carefully raised the briefcase. "Sir, are you William Harrison?" The businessman froze. His eyes widened. "My briefcase." He rushed over and opened it. Every document, every dollar, every piece of jewelry. Exactly where he had left it. For the first time in years. The billionaire's eyes filled with tears. Inside that briefcase were documents tied to a billion-dollar business merger. If they had disappeared, years of work and hundreds of jobs would have been lost. William looked at Ethan with disbelief. You could have disappeared with this. Ethan smiled softly. It wasn't mine. The billionaire reached into his pocket and handed Ethan an envelope. Inside was a check for $10,000. For Ethan, it was more money than he had ever seen. But after a moment, he quietly handed it back. Thank you, sir, but I didn't return your briefcase because I wanted a reward. William stared at him in silence. Most people chased money. This young man had chosen something greater, integrity. That night, William asked his private investigators to learn everything they could about Ethan, not because he suspected him, because he wanted to know if genuine people like this still existed. The report arrived 2 days later. No criminal record. Excellent work history. Neighbors described Ethan as the first person to shovel snow from elderly neighbors' driveways. Co-workers said he always volunteered for extra shifts to help struggling teammates. Even when he had almost nothing, he still found ways to help others. William smiled. I've been looking for someone like him for years. A week later, Ethan received an unexpected phone call. William Harrison wanted to see him. This time, the meeting wasn't about the briefcase. I've built companies my entire life, William said. I can teach business. I can't teach honesty. He offered Ethan a full-time position in the executive training program. The salary was 6 times what Ethan earned as a delivery driver. Health insurance, housing assistance, college tuition, leadership training, a clear career path. Ethan accepted with tears in his eyes. Over the next several years, William became more than a boss. He became a mentor. He taught Ethan how businesses grow, how investments work, how leaders earn trust, how wealth is created, not just inherited. Ethan attended business school at night while working during the day. He graduated with honors. His promotions came quickly: supervisor, regional manager, vice president, eventually chief executive officer. Some executives questioned William's decision. A former delivery driver can't run this company. William smiled. I didn't hire his resume. I hired his character. Years later, Ethan had become one of the most respected business leaders in America, but he never forgot where he came from. He created scholarship programs for children of delivery drivers. He funded affordable housing projects. He launched job training programs for struggling families. His mother retired comfortably. Emily became a registered nurse. His own children grew up learning that kindness mattered more than money. Whenever they asked how the family became successful, Ethan never talked about promotions or investments. Instead, he told them about one snowy evening, one forgotten briefcase, and one decision that changed everything. When Ethan passed away many decades later, thousands attended his memorial service. Business leaders spoke about his vision. Employees spoke about his generosity. Families spoke about the opportunities he had created. Then his oldest grandson walked onto the stage carrying something old and worn. It was Ethan's faded delivery jacket. Inside one pocket was a handwritten note. It read, "Money can buy comfort. Integrity builds legacy. Never trade your character for temporary success. One honest decision can bless generations you will never meet." The room fell completely silent because everyone understood the truth. The briefcase never changed Ethan's life. His honesty did, and that single choice became the foundation upon which 3 generations of his family built a legacy that no amount of money alone could ever create.